just want to say top of the morning to you as you enjoy this day. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning. Top of the morning to you. Ooh, on Citi TV. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning. Top of the morning to you. Ooh, on Citi TV. Good morning, mama. Good morning, daddy. Good morning, brother. Good morning, sis. It's a beautiful day, and all I wanna say is top of the morning to you. Said, good morning, mama. Good morning, daddy. Good morning, brother. Oh, good morning, sis. Oh, it's a beautiful day, and all I wanna say is top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you, my people, Ghana people. Top of the morning, whoa, whoa. Top of the morning to you, ooh, on Citi TV. Oh, I said, good morning, mama. Good morning, biscuit. Good morning, crew. I just wanna say a wonderful good morning, people. We're gonna have a beautiful day. So I say top of the morning to you. Thank you. That was awesome. So the next one is called Walk in the Park. And you know, sometimes life is hard, but we just gotta understand that it's part of life. We have ups and downs. So we just gotta enjoy the ride. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. The word says, in all things, just give thanks. So what you worried about? Come on and follow my lead, cause life's a walk in the park for me. Oh yeah. The blue skies tell me that there's a brighter day. Oh, or maybe a storm may be coming my way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. The stars show me I've got plenty to reach, and that's a walk in the park for me. Oh, it's just a walk in the park for me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Woo, 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 woo. Yeah, 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 yeah. See, life is not a competition, for we are all on special missions. Yeah, oh, I'm just a simple guy, oh, who's thankful for this life. Yeah, the birds in the sky, they teach me something. Yeah, and the beautiful sun tells me that I have a lot to do, lot to do, lot, 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 lot. Yeah, yeah. Oh, oh, envy no man, that's what I live by. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Till the very day I die. Father said, son, be content with what you have, yeah. And that is when the Lord will give you more. Oh, see, the birds in the sky, they can be you if you believe, yeah. So aim high, so high. Oh, the flowers are there to beautify your day. Oh, just like your friends and your dear family. See, that's a walk in the park, walk in the park. Oh, it's just a walk in the park. For me, biscuit, take us away. Oh, take us away. Take us away, my brother. So, envy no man, that's what I live by. Oh, till the very day I die. Oh, my father said, son, be content with what you have. Yeah, and that is when the Lord will give you more. Oh, the birds in in the sky, they can be you if you believe. So aim high, so high. The flowers are there to beautify your day, just like your friends and your dear family. Thank you. Thank you.
Good morning.
Yes. Dziffa, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well, very well,
It's
very
a
well.
Thursday. That means we're close enough
Taking
to the
it
weekend.
easy. Yeah, also approaching the weekend.
And Bubune is so talented.
Yeah.
I didn't want him to stop.
I know, right? Just keep interesting music.
Just keep entertaining us. But good morning, guys. It's a beautiful Thursday morning. We're so thankful that you can join us for Breakfast Daily. My name is Dziffa, aka Ametam.
And I'm David Sakyi. Now, the show is interactive, so kindly use the hashtag Breakfast Daily to communicate with us.
And the WhatsApp line is 0550585832. If you happen to be outside of Ghana, just use the country code +233 and we will receive your messages. Now, every morning we start the show off with some words of inspiration.
Yep.
Let's take a look at our quote today.
So the quote of the day today comes from Mary Ann Ratmacher. Now, Mary Ann Ratmacher says, courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes courage is the little voice at the end of the day that says, I'll try again tomorrow. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes courage is that little voice at the end of the day that says, I'll try again tomorrow. Wow.
Yeah.
Powerful words. You know, I think it's just so important for us to always be in that space of mind that just because the day has ended doesn't mean that whatever our efforts were must end. Okay, it's time for a reset. It's time for us to re-energize. It's time for us to find that place again, you know, where we go back into ourselves and say, let's try again tomorrow. You know, I love that. Courage is that little voice that says, let's try again tomorrow.
And sometimes, you know, there's this quote that I would always live by. It says, it matters that you don't give up.
Yeah.
So no matter how you think, oh, someone else is at this level and me, I'm still stuck here.
Yeah.
It just matters that you don't give up, because one of these days you're going to meet that perfect opportunity. It's probably somebody looking for someone with your skill set, and no one else in the world has it. Just because you've not been rewarded for it yet does not mean that you are not on the right path. And I think that the worst thing you can do to yourself is to meet the opportunity and you are not prepared enough for it.
Yeah, I always think of the story of the Chinese, I think it's a Chinese bamboo that takes about 5 years to grow. You know, but it's like it remains tiny, it remains minute for 5 years. It's like you're watering it every day. It shows like it's doing nothing, absolutely nothing for 5 years. Then all of a sudden, in the space of a few weeks, it grows several meters into the sky.
Wow.
You know, and apparently, what's happening in those 5 years is that it's growing downwards.
So you're not
growing its roots to prepare for the upshoot.
Wow.
That's amazing, you know. Yeah, and so the fact that you haven't received yours yet, you haven't received your breakthrough, your opportunity, you know, your success hasn't come yet, don't give up.
Yeah, you couldn't have said it any better. Speaking of not giving up, Sunday we heard from the president that we need to be careful because the cases are going up. The COVID-19 cases are going up. We've gone from a little over 400 in October to now in the thousands. you know, and of course, the information minister came out to say, well, it's not because of political parties. But 2 days ago, the national chairman for the NPP, Freddie Wosime-Wuble, actually came out to speak to the party and said, we need to stop whatever it is we do that will contribute to the rise of the cases. And I thought that was so important for the party to actually take a stand and say, we're going to hold ourselves accountable. And then this morning we find out that they've actually stopped all the health walks that they've been doing in efforts to actually ensure that we contain the virus. And I think we really need to commend them because when they do something wrong, we're the same people who will come and blast them. So if they're doing something right, we should commend them.
Yeah, let's take a look at what happened.
The Greater Accra region has and continues to lead in the positive cases of COVID-19 virus so far, making the region the national hotspot for this pandemic. Despite enviable international recognition in our nation's sterling performance in the management of this worldwide pandemic, it appears our gains are being eroded by our own actions and inactions. In this regard, the Greater Accra Regional Campaign Team, in consultation with the parliamentary caucus of the region, has with immediate effect and commencing from today, Wednesday, November 11, 2020, suspended all forms of work in all the 34 constituencies in the region until further notice.
Meanwhile, the MPP's parliamentary candidate for Lejekuku and Deputy Minister of Health tells Citi News the move by the party must be commended.
Very excited that the MPP Greater Accra region has come out with such a decision, that it is true that our cases are on the increase, and at the same time political activity is also on the increase. In public health, that is a positive correlation. But when you study disease causation, they tell you that a positive correlation doesn't mean one is causing the other. So causation might be different from positive correlation. But what we are trying to achieve here is to get a situation where there will be no equivocation. So when we say equivocation, you don't want any form of confusion, because there are some who will say that, oh, once there is a positive correlation, both are going up, why not stop so that we can be convinced that nothing will happen? It is better to stop the works so that if the cases go up, at least others can look elsewhere for what is.
So that was the Deputy Health Minister, Dr. Bernard Okoboy, and I like what he said about the difference between correlation and causation, you know, because just because two things are correlated does not necessarily mean that one thing caused the other. But when it comes to a virus that is contagious, you can't just say these are not like some, you know, mathematical numbers that we're putting together or some trends that we're putting together. What are the chances of so many people being at one place at a time, not respecting social distancing, not covering their faces, screaming on top of their lungs?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, what are the chances that if one person has the virus, it won't spread, especially when we have instances of people, one person in a different country going to multiple places, and then doctors and researchers being able to trace how they spread the virus. They'll go to church, they'll go to this restaurant, and just this one individual can spread it. So I think when it comes to coronavirus, there's a big probability that it's political campaigns could cause
my thing about the whole thing is that, listen, even if it's not direct, okay, you can't avoid drawing conclusion that there's some kind of, even if it's in an indirect, cause, there's some kind of impact that the rallies and the congregating together and of course, no wearing of face mask and all that has been going on, So you can't deny, even if it's not directly causing it, there is some kind of indirect cause, and it's good that they've taken a decision to back off, to back off finally, you know, and then just give it a rest so that we can get, you know, get a grip on our numbers.
Speaking of numbers, let's take a look at the latest figures on the Ghana Health Service website. So as you can see here, the total active cases are now at 1,139.
Yeah.
That's people who currently are positive or have tested positive for the coronavirus. And then we're also going to take a look at the other total cases that they have. But if you think of 1,139 people being tested positive for coronavirus, we are fortunate enough to be in an environment where we know majority of these individuals are going to go on to survive. We know that most of the cases are probably asymptomatic. But if they happen to have a pre-existing health condition, then it gets tricky because they may or may not survive. And that's the reason why we all need to be very careful. Wherever you go outside, just put on your face mask. If you have a friend who thinks that, oh, this whole thing is some worsening disease and we're not getting it and we're letting our guards down, you may be fine. You may have a very strong immune system that can beat coronavirus, but you don't know the health status of the people around you. You don't know who has diabetes. You don't know who has other pre-existing health conditions. And you exposing them to that virus, they may not survive. So because of that, because we love each other, because we love ourselves, we want to make sure we don't live with the burden of passing the virus on to someone who may not be able to survive. And every day I talk about our health workers. Someone has not had time to be with their mother all year because their mom is a doctor or a nurse or their dad is a healthcare worker. If we take good care of ourselves, we give them more time to be with their family members. It's the barest minimum that we can do.
Yeah, so, you know, the new cases that we have so far is 100 new cases. I think that's, for me, that's the magic number that we need to be looking at. Because if we can get the new cases to drop, you know, so that the daily cases that are reported are dropping, then it means we're getting a grip on the spread of the disease nationwide. So that number there in the blue at the top there, the 100 new cases, is what we need to really try and push and drive downwards, you know, so that we can really be on top of this. But I think that, I mean, all in all, we have come out very fortunate in all of this, you know, because if you look on the bottom right, the 320 number there, the number of deaths, that's really quite low relative to the rest of the, you know, the experience that is going on around the world. As unfortunate as it is, with even the loss of one life is one too many. But you know, when you compare to places where 200,000 people are dead, you know, and so on, those kind of really outrageous numbers in some countries, we count ourselves blessed and fortunate. And I think that it's not just happenstance, it's really also about the management of the way we have chosen to manage the situation within our borders, has also played a major role in all of this. And I would like to say that, look, kudos to the government, because, you know, like Dziffa said earlier on, when they are not, you know, walking the street and narrow, you know, we hit hard. And so it's also good to commend when it is that certain things are being done right. And I believe that in this case, the rescinding of the decision of, you know, continuing campaigning and going out there in the public health walks and all those things have been recalled. I think it's important for us to commend. And then also the general management, I believe, also by the Ghana Health Service is pretty good. And so we want to commend them as well.
Yeah, now it's time for us to take a look at news making rounds across the various regions with News Roundup.
Welcome to News Roundup from the Eastern Region. My name is Neoni Amati Kanaku. The body of a 50-year-old police officer who was reported missing some days ago has been found in a pond close to the land he visited prior to the incident. Inspector Charles Adamu, a driver with the police hospital in Accra, was declared missing after visiting his land at Asuboi, a town near Suhum, on Friday, October 30th, 2020. The police subsequently deployed some officers to the area in search of Inspector Adamu. In an interview with the media on the development, the Eastern Regional Police Commander, DCOP Edward Esrifio-Yifi, said the body has been sent to the police hospital for autopsy. He added that the team of investigators who were deployed from the headquarters and the regional command has intensified their investigations to unravel the circumstances surrounding the death of Inspector Charles Adamu. Still, with matters relating to the police, security agencies in the Eastern region have pledged to safeguard peace and security in the region before, during, and after the elections. In furtherance of this, the Eastern Regional Police Commander, DCOP Edward Akua tells Citi News the police, in partnership with sister agencies, would deploy adequate officers to all polling centers across the region. The Joint Security Forces further promised to diligently discharge their duties without fear or favor. Personnel from the Ghana Police Service, 1st Infantry Battalion, Fire Service, Ambulance Service, BNI, prisons, immigrations and customs marched through the principal street of the regional capital, Koforidua, over the weekend in a procession codenamed Operation Show Force. Operation Show Force, according to the police, is aimed at informing the general public that all security services in the region are ready for the upcoming elections in terms of manpower and logistics. The Eastern Regional Police Commander, DCOP Edward Akufo-Yifi, who led the procession, in an interview with Citi News, indicated that the police, together with sister agencies, will work to ensure a peaceful elections in the region. This year's Sub-National Yellow Fever Preventive Mass Vaccination Campaign has been launched at Nsawam in the Eastern region. The exercise, which will be undertaken nationwide between today, 12th to 18th of this month, is aimed at vaccinating persons between the ages of 10 and 60 years, with the exception of pregnant women, against yellow fever. The Eastern Regional Director of Health Services, Dr. Winfred Ofosu, disclosed that an estimated 200,000 cases of yellow fever with 30,000 deaths occur annually worldwide. This, he says, is preventable through vaccination. He said the Ghana Health Service has trained over 700,000 health workers and volunteers who will be available at all health centers and temporary health posts to administer the yellow fever vaccine to specified persons. The World Health Organization's General Regional Yellow Fever Control Officer, Bless Batondoli, reiterated the organization's commitment to collaborate with other partners to support the government to sustain the high immunization coverage and strengthen surveillance. That will be all for today's edition of News Roundup from the Eastern region. My name is Neoni Amati Kanaku. Thanks for watching.
In today's News Roundup, police in the Karaga constituency has arrested one person and subsequently commissioned an investigation into a clash between NDC and MPP supporters in Sung. The clash left 6 people with varying degrees of injury, with one person reported to be in a critical condition. The victims are currently receiving treatment in the hospital. The second lady, Samira Bawumia, on Wednesday, 11th November 2020, attended the launch of the 8th anniversary of the late Vice President Aliu Muhammad in Yendi. During her visit, she called on the overlord of Dagbon, Yana Abubakar II, and asked for his blessings ahead of the December 7 polls. Then, the overlord of Dagbon, Yana Abubakar II, in his statement to the second lady, assured her of his blessings and support, saying the good works of the former Vice President Aliu Muhammad and his son Alhaji Farouk Aliu Muhammad, the MPP candidate for the Yendi constituency, would surely pass off. Meanwhile, at the launch of the 8th anniversary of the late Vice President, the Fulani community in the Yendi constituency pledged their support to the MPP. The spokesperson for the Fulani community, Alhaji Bako, said the Fulani community has benefited a lot under MPP, hence the pledge. Residents of Bukpali, a community in the Tatali Sangule district of the northern region, have threatened to boycott the December 7 polls if they are not connected to the national grid. The community, just like many others using their voting rights to demand development projects, struggles with good roads, potable drinking water, and other social amenities. They say if their plea to the government to get the community connected to the national grid is not heeded, they will not vote come December 7th, 2020. And this brings us to the end of today's edition with me, Muhammad Aminu M. Alabira, for Citi TV.
All right, so that's it for the news making the rounds around the country. And we have a lot that's coming up in the show today for you. So after news roundup, we're going to be having a the DIY segment. We're going to be talking about how to box a gift like a pro. All right, so right at home where you are, because of course as Christmas is coming, you're going to be doing presents, sharing gifts and all that. How to make your gifts look really super professional.
Yeah, and especially now, a lot of us know how to buy gifts.
Yeah.
We just don't know how to wrap it. And I think the secret is actually in the wrapping of the gift itself. There are some gifts you receive and you don't even want to open it because it's wrapped so beautifully.
Well.
You know, and I think if it's a skill that we can all learn, this is the best time. We've all had a very long year.
Yep.
We are finally going to say goodbye to 2020, and we want to wrap the gift for our loved ones in a way that when they receive that gift, they know without a doubt how much they mean to us.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, of course, for Creative Lifestyle, we're going to learn how to style our box braids differently. You know, I am terrible at all things style. I'm sure you guys know this by now. But there are times when you get the same box braids as someone, and they are able to do like 10 different styles with the same box braids, and you're like, where did I go wrong? I'm just stuck with the same old plaid style. So very young entrepreneur is going to join us. She's in the beauty space, and she's going to walk us through different things to do with our box braids. So we're going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah. Now, talking about wrapping up the year, before we wrap up the year, it's December 7th. It's just around the corner. And you need to be watching Voter's Diary. It's an absolutely unmissable show. You know, the details that we get, the information that we get, you know, breakdown of all the constituencies around the country, the regions, the numbers, all those details, they're just for you. All right, so on radio 97.3 Citi FM, it's at 1 p.m. and on right here on Citi TV, it's at 3 p.m. You don't want to miss any of it. And of course, there are also repeats later at night at 10 p.m. on the radio one as well. So you need to get in there, and December 7th is getting closer and closer, 25 days away.
Yep, and then of course on Breakfast Daily on Wednesdays at 9:30, we have Hello, Mr. President for you. It's a segment of the show that focuses solely on issues you have within your community. So if you have bad roads, your schools are not great, take out your phone and record an up to 1 minute video. Send that video to us via the email, hellomrpresident@gmail.com. Hello, Mr. President TV. Don't forget the TV at gmail.com. And the WhatsApp line is 0550-585832. You can also text them to us, and then every Wednesday at 9:30 we'll show it right here, and then call on policymakers to do right by you.
Yep. And one of our very favorite colleagues, Duke Mensa Opoko, is going to host the next segment, News Review. My name is David Wekusechi.
And I am Dziffa Ametam. We'll be right back.
Since 2017, a new dawn is breaking in Ghana. The NPP is building the foundations for growth and transformation. We are curbing unemployment with new and decent jobs.
Thanks to Nana, I've got a new job through NAPCO. That is why I'm voting for him and the MPP.
The promise of free SHS is now a reality.
Through education, I have a brighter future. That's why I'm voting for Nana and the MPP.
The future of our country is in the hands of a competent leader, a man you can trust.
I trust Nana.
This December, let's protect our progress. Let's give Nana 4 more to do more for you.
2020, 4 more for Nana. 2020, yes, for Nana.
Hello and welcome to the Thursday edition of the News Review segment on Breakfast Daily on Citi TV. My name is Duke Mensonpoku. I've been joined in studio by 2 gentlemen from the MPP and the NDC. But before we begin the discussion, let's take a look at the major stories making headlines on the newspapers, beginning with Daily Graphic. Death traps uncovered underground chambers pose danger. Story by Nana Knudu Ajiman of the Daily Graphic. Government votes $60 million for Skills Development Fund. God determiner of election winner. Asantehene tells candidates. That's on page 13 of the Daily Graphic. To the Ghanaian Times. 14 injured as fire gas filling station in Ho. Another story on the front page of the Ghanaian Times. Disinfection has helped government to fight COVID-19. Deputy Savannah Regional Minister. Ghana observes Remembrance Day in Accra, page 12. President Akua interacting with some of the veterans in commemoration of a global event, Global Remembrance Day. Weekend downpour. 8 perish in Accra. And another story of interest, election-related violence. NPP NDC in bloody clash in Karaga. 7 injured, 1 arrested. To the Chronicle. NPP bans health walks, rallies in compliance with COVID-19 safety protocols. Urges other political parties to also do same. I introduced free SHS in 2015, Mahama claims. Another story says, Akufo-Addo mourns fallen soldiers at Osu Cemetery. To the New Crusading Guide. Halt mass campaign activities now. MPP Greater Accra chairman to party activists. Shama chief hails Akufo-Addo for building a prosperous nation. Our methods of fighting COVID-19 incomparable, Deputy Savannah Regional Minister. Another story here says, resourcing ECG financially to deliver its competent leadership, says Paul Chumberima. That's the managing director of ECG. To the Business Finder. AFCTA, that's Africa Continental Free Trade Area, 74% of firms in DAC. Business Tracker Survey shockingly reveals. Comes with a picture of Professor Samuel Kobna Enim, government statistician, and Dr. Frederick Mugisha, economic advisor at the United Nations Development Program, UNDP. COVID-19, World Bank supports Ghana with $130 million. Inflation drops to 10%, 10.1%. That's according to latest figures from the Statistical Service and the Bank of Ghana. So online stories now beginning with citynewsroom.com. Government to relocate toll booths, creating nuisance on roads. That's according to the Minister for Roads and Highways, Kwesi Amoakwata. Suleiman Abrahima questions audit report on 3.3 million Ghana cedi foreign travels by Domelevo others. Suleiman Abrahima of the Media Foundation for West Africa, part of the CSOs, currently taking government to court over the presidential directive for Domelevo to take his accumulated leave. Another story here says, first phase of Pokuase interchange to be opened to traffic in 3 weeks. MPP's track record will bring us victory in Ododo. That's Neil Antebanaman, the MPP's candidate in that constituency from that debate on Point of View last night. 400,000 day students benefited from Mohammed's progressively free senior high school. That's according to the NDC National Chairman Samuel Ofosu-Ampofu. To citybusinessnews.com, importation of second-hand cars rises. Digital transactions from January to September 2020 up by 102%. That's according to GIPS, Ghana Interpayment Settlement Systems, the latest report. Inflation drops to 10.1%, lowest level since March 2020. That's from the Statistical Services News Conference held yesterday. Business owners in Ashanti region prepped on the Africa Continental Free Trade Area. Comes with a picture of Deputy Sector Minister Robert Ahom-Kalense. Amend Economic Plans Protection Act to include share trees. Clement Akapam, lecturer at the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration Law School, Gimpa. To myjoyonline.com, your blessing has guaranteed NDC's election victory, Mahama tells Utumfo. To bbc.com, Ivorian rivals to make peace amid election crisis. It's in relation to the just ended Ivorian election, 31st October. It's had issues with constitutional matters and the rest, but that has been settled now. Let's come back in studio. For more news, log on to citynewsroom.com. For more business news, log on to citybusinessnews.com. I've been joined in studio by Frederick Kofiame, who is a member of the communications team of the MPP. Welcome.
Thank you, Duke. How are you?
I'm well, my grace. I trust you're doing well too.
I'm doing well.
Fully clad in party paraphernalia.
As you are well aware, we are in the spirit. And let me take this opportunity to commend the young men and women of the party for doing a marvelous job. They are on the ground doing their bit to ensure that we consolidate on our gains and protect the progress we have made since we came to power. So yeah, okay. I'm doing well and I'm happy.
I've also been joined by Elekem Kotoko, who is a member of the NDC National Communications team. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Doug.
Good to see you.
Same here.
All right. So we'll begin with the first story, which has got to do with the CSO's call for prosecution by the special prosecutor with regards to the Ejapa royalties agreement. Story reads from citynewsroom.com. CSOs demand further probe and prosecution by special prosecutor. Now, the Alliance for Civil Society Organizations, CSOs, working on extractives, anti-corruption and good governance has challenged the special prosecutor Martin Amidu to further investigate the Ejapa royalties transaction and prosecute persons found to have engaged in wrongdoing. The alliance, made up of 25 CSOs, also insists the defects of the deal cannot be cured by another parliamentary scrutiny, hence the call for probe and prosecution. Ghana's largest opposition party, the National Democratic Congress, threw a similar challenge to the special prosecutor to act in accordance with its prosecutorial mandate over the matter. At a press conference yesterday, a spokesperson for the alliance, Dr. Steve Mantel, said the deal must be abrogated in its entirety. Now, he says the specific course of action directed by the president is inadequate and not sustainable. Steps must be taken to investigate and prosecute anyone behind the deal. In this regard, we challenge the OSP to take the next radical step to investigate any evidence of corrupt acts in accordance with its prosecutorial mandate. We want to encourage the special prosecutor to go to the next level in investigating the matter and inviting all those who may have been implicated in any wrongdoing and may take them through the court processes. He said, meanwhile, the alliance says it has not gathered enough grounds upon which to demand the removal of Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta and his deputy Charles Edubuan. It says the two public officials may proceed to resign from office based on moral grounds. I'll begin with you, Elekem Kotoko. Yeah. Since this week, your party, the NDC, made a similar call. The only point of departure with the CSOs is that they are not demanding the removal of Ken Ofori-Atta and his deputy Charles Edubuahin. What do you make of the call by the CSOs?
Yeah, thank you. Good morning to our viewers. And I will say kudos to the CSOs for joining in the fight by the opposition and the minority to call for things to be done right. In the first place, if you recall, when the minority began commenting and raising red flags on this dubious scam that has come to stay in the meantime, the Dziffa deal, the majority and the NPP in general, talking of the government, held the view that everything was okay and the finance minister wasn't ready to listen to anybody. Now that it's causing them an embarrassment, the president is trying to save his own face and leave the others to their fate by trying to say, let's take it back to Parliament. Take it back to Parliament for what? To do what? The same has the structure of Parliament changed? What new thing is going to be done there? Don't forget that the minority made its positions very clear, and these were positions that the majority held contrary views to, which was why they had their way after the minority had its say.
It's important to note that the president's speech also indicated that it should not be taken to this Parliament, but the next Parliament, of which the composition of Parliament may have changed.
Well, there's a caveat that you're saying might have changed, but you see, that is where and why it also indicts the integrity of the president, because right from the word go, what prevented his folks from listening and making sure that proper scrutiny was done? Don't forget, these are the apostles of competence and what have you. So what made them fail that litmus test to prove that they are competent enough to have the time to sit? Don't forget that the CSOs are saying that they cannot call for the resignation of or the firing of Ken Ofriatta and his deputies and all others involved. That is based on the fact that they have not gathered enough evidence. But you now recall even the former energy minister, Ejako. What really was his crime? And he had to resign on moral grounds. But you see, if you are asking a minister who is always clad in white clothes, yes, not having that moral grounds, you do not expect him to resign. I do not expect that. The greater difficulty is that the president running a family and friends government has not got the nerves and the strength to stand his grounds when it comes to his family members, and that is a disappointment.
He reserves the right to hire and fire.
Nobody said he didn't. Nobody said he didn't, but he's leading and he's showing the way. I gave you an example of Ejako. What was his crime after all? That Ejako had to be forced to resign and eventually tell us all that when the dust settles, he was going to come up, and the dust has never settled for him. So I think the president is continually denting his own image and showing that he has no plan, he has no interest whatsoever in fighting corruption, because his other name is corruption itself, for which reason it finds it very difficult. There's no difference between President Nana and corruption. The only difference is that the names are different, but they act similar. And so we have cited many examples. And if you are saying that he should resign on moral grounds, yes, he doesn't have the moral grounds. He doesn't have the morality in him to do so. In other jurisdictions, he would have done so, or the people would have gotten onto the streets, mount at his end until he does so. And I am not surprised. The NDC is not surprised either. But we'll continue giving out that call that there's a need for the finance minister to even resign. There's a need for further actions to be taken, because we know the powers of the special prosecutor, who has been very dormant for almost 90% of his time so far in the 4 years. And so if he's got just a month to go and he still thinks he can do some few amends, voila.
The special prosecutor does not have a month to go.
He has
a 7-year tenure.
He has a 7-year tenure. What's his age? What's his age? What's his age at the moment?
That matter has been settled. He was taken to court. He was taken to court and settled.
No, but yes, even if he was taken to court, has he still granted he's even got 7 years?
He's got a 7-year tenure.
You see, he's been drawing from the public purse, which should be worried to you and I, because if for 3 years out of his 7-year loan, he is functioning at even 10%, that is total inefficiency, and that should not be welcomed or entertained by anybody. It is the reason I have always stated that Martin Amidu's performance is nothing worthy of any appreciation or praise, because he is being paid for what his directions are heading to. But the fact still remains that, look, just saying that I am referring this matter to the Parliament is not enough. That is the same position that the NDC holds. But look, let this be probed further. Let there be proper investigations. Let there be people held accountable and prosecuted for that. Don't forget, PDS still remains another of such albatross on our neck. And till date, I keep saying, 15 billion Ghana cedis has been sunk into some individual pockets. Not forgetting, CDD has also told us 9.6 billion has been sunk into corruption. That alone is worth building over 120 hospitals of the numerous lofty hospital promises that the president has made to Ghanaians.
So I'll bring you in here. He thinks that the fact that the special prosecutor has not, the president has not acted in terms of prosecution or getting the people involved in this Dziffa deal prosecuted shows that there is a weak political will on the side of the Akua administration to prosecute persons involved
in this country. Is the president a prosecutor?
That's not the point he's making. The president can direct in certain instances request a special prosecutor, like in the case of the Airbus.
Prosecute. Yes. I'm asking, is the president a prosecutor?
So what are your thoughts on this issue? That's my question.
First of all, the president, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, is not corrupt, has never been corrupt, and he will never be corrupt. Okay? So the semantics and the rhetorics here and there, it's won't wash. We all know who he is and his character. But let me begin by following protocol and say good morning to you and good morning to Elikem and to your cherished viewers. You see, first of all, the special prosecutor and his office needs to be commended. And I say this based on the fact that if his office had been in existence, this country wouldn't have lost 51 million Ghana cedis that we gave to Wyoming for absolutely no work done in this country. Okay? If the office of the special prosecutor had been in existence, we would have paid 25 million euros to Waterville for absolutely work. In fact, Waterville even received payment from Michelante. So if the office of the special prosecutor had existed, these monies that we paid to even CP, the 19 million euros, wouldn't have gone in the first place. So I commend his office, and I commend the president for having that audacity and the boldness to establish this office, even appointing somebody who doesn't believe in his ideologies. You get it? So there's enough praise to share here at the end of the day.
But the CSOs are saying that just exercising your prevention of corruption mandate is not enough.
No,
take it a step further and prosecute those who have been found culpable based on the observations made in the report.
Sure. So you see, the same report, the 63-page report, he made certain interventions, he made certain statements that is worthy of recognition. Okay, let's not just pick and choose the report, however it suits us. Let's go to page 50 of the report. This is his report, and these are his words. He said, before the passage of the Minerals Investment Fund Act, 2018, Act 978, however, various stakeholders, such as the Office of the Attorney General, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, Parliament and others took part in the enactment process and had no objection to the Minerals Investment Fund Bill that was subsequently approved, gazetted and published. He continued to say, this is all well and good. So now if you are asking for investigation and prosecution, the finance minister has responded and he said, I followed through the processes. Did you go to Parliament? Yes. Did you go to the Attorney General's office? Yes, it did. So exactly what is the crime here?
But there are issues of bid rigging, procurement infractions, the fact that the Deputy Minister of Finance should not have signed certain documents which he did sign, which should have been done by the Chief Director of the Ministry of Finance. So these are grey areas, issues of impropriety that he raises in the report, even though it does not make any indictment because it's just a risk assessment.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, once it has not been, and first of all, just so you know, the office of the special prosecutor and the special prosecutor himself is not the law. We have processes, we have agencies. So if he had found out that somebody breached the law, somebody broke the law, somebody acted in contravention of the law, you know the processes, even the acts that gives him his office and his mandate stipulate clearly that he can arrest and all of that. So indeed, he made a risk assessment and found out that certain things were not done right. So the president, as the first gentleman of the land and as the custodian of our resources, thought that, okay, at the end of the day, let's go back and review. Now let's come back to the issue of the CSOs. They are very important, very integral in our socio-economic life, in the management of this country's affairs. But sometimes, let's also admit that they are not gods. When they say something, it does not mean that at the end of the day we should go with it and it should be the status quo. Listen, we are all well aware that CSOs have made certain recommendations, made certain dime reports and all of that. That did not even materialize. The issue of the CSOs in regard to this particular Dziffa Royal, though, initially I've heard Mantia on several platforms saying that, okay, we don't smell any corruption here. We are not saying somebody was corrupted, somebody acted in contravention of the law. What we are saying is that we need that stakeholder consultation. And they were given the opportunity. Indeed, the story and the report that you read, they indicated that nothing wrong has been found as against these two individuals.
So they did not have the basis to call for their removal. So that's different from saying that there was nothing.
But the report didn't indict them.
On moral grounds.
No. Are we talking about if you're asking somebody to be prosecuted, is it on moral grounds or on legal grounds?
Basis?
So if anybody is asking for them to be prosecuted based on moral grounds, then as we sit here, all of us should be prosecuted based on some immorality that we committed here and there. So let's situate the discussion in the right spectrum, okay, and devoid of this passion and all of that, because at the end of the day, it is important. This whole deal and this whole Dziffa royalty and all of that, okay, has never been traded in secrecy. It has been transparent. Indeed, if you go to our manifesto in 2016, we raised the intent to go to the money market, okay, to monetize our gold royalties. We did so, and even in our subsequent budgets, we made the intention clear. And then we follow through the parliamentary processes and the legal processes. So everything, indeed, what I read to you, the page 50 that I read to you, the Office of the Special Prosecutor admitted that indeed these processes went through the stakeholder consultation and all of that.
The National House of Chiefs had cause to, over the period for, I mean, if you are going to discuss a matter which has got to do with the gold royalties, the natural resources, or the patrimony of the country, as the special prosecutor puts it, it only panders to good governance to consult a key body like the National House of Chiefs. That was not done. That is a part of the issues that were raised by the special prosecutor. So if we say it's been transparent, that may not be necessarily
There were legitimate issues raised. They were legitimate, but it's also legitimate to raise that when he was doing his reports, did he consult the chairman of the finance committee, the parliament? Did he consult him? He did not. So you see, like I'm saying, let's look at the intent of the whole deal. Is it something that will benefit this country? As I sit here, yes, because it's about time we monetize our gold royalties in order to develop those areas. For many years, for over decades, okay, over 100 years, we've been extracting, our resources, and at the end of the day, those areas, what can we say about them? They are very impoverished. The place is underdeveloped and all of that. So we thought it was, and indeed, our friends in the NDC, they attempted it in 2019. So I am surprised about their hypocrisy. But it is important to address this issue. Okay? When you talk about integrity, my friend Elikem here was talking about the integrity of the president in regard to this whole thing. His integrity is solid. In fact, the Office of the Special Prosecutor admitted it. And he said in page 53 of his report, he said this is the first time that an independent anti-corruption agency established by any government in Ghana has undertaken any analysis of the risk of corruption and anti-corruption risk assessment of the processes leading up to the approval by Parliament or public agreement as part of its statutory mandate. This has been made possible by the courage and commitment of His Excellency, the President of Ghana, in redeeming the promise he made to Ghanaians when he was a presidential candidate of a political party to establish an independent anti-corruption statutory entity to make meaningful any real commitment to prevent and fight corruption. These are the words of the special prosecutor. So today, if my friend Elikem here sits and talks about integrity and embarrassment and all of that, again, these are semantics. These are words. These are not reality. When his party was in government and we were faced with challenges such as Wojome, in fact, their own government defended it. Okay. And I am saying that if we had had a government that was audacious and bold enough to establish an agency such as this, we wouldn't have wasted our money on individuals and companies that did not do anything for this country.
All right, you have the right of rebuttal for 2 minutes before we go on.
Yeah, I am surprised hearing some of his words, but at the same time not shocked, because till they keep making mention of Woyomer and talking of who and what have you. You have all the powers of the state at your disposal now. What are you doing currently? And if you are even saying that the NDC at the time was defending Woyomer or what have you, what are you doing today? Defending Ejapa or speaking for Ejapa? Which is which? So the hypocrisy of cherry picking us and when the West favor you doesn't wash here. What my brother is trying to only submit is to just go around. And you see, you're looking at a risk assessment in which Martin Amidu tries to praise his appointer, which is somehow not related to the risk assessment, though, but it is his right.
on the basis of the same risk assessment that your party made a call.
That is what I'm saying. Yes,
that's what you are.
It is on the
guilty
basis
of
the risk assessment, not
well.
on the basis of unrelated content in the risk assessment. So when there is unrelated content within that, you would have to criticize it as well, too, because that, to me, was needless. But, hey, there's an appointer who also needs to be pleased. And so... The good thing is that Ghanaians can all see through this. And you see, the problem Ghana is having now is that we have two pandemics to deal with. The COVID-19 and the MPP itself, which has become even greater and scarier than the COVID-19. And so even as we're trying hard to do so, they are on the path of state capture, just to get that to themselves and do as they wish. But you see, I have said here before, and I want to repeat again, that there's no army greater than the people, and that should be good caution served to them.
Okay.
You see, dude, it's important to put on record that in the same report that the CSOs are calling for investigation and possible prosecution, in the same report, Martin Amidu makes the point that, okay, government official one, as mentioned in the Airbus saga by a competent court of jurisdiction in France, UK, the United States, indicted the former president. Why are they silent on it? Is it not a matter of concern to us that somebody who wants to become the president?
He has spoken about. He said it's an act of cowardice on the part of Martin.
No, I'm not even talking. I'm talking about CSO. As for the president, the former president, I don't need to, go into his matters.
The CSOs have been on the Ijapa matter consistently since August.
No, I'm saying the same report.
It's only
they should be consistent with their interests, because at the end of the day, they are looking out for the good of this country, right? And I'm saying that somebody who was once upon a time a vice president aided his brother, okay, to forge a passport. Somebody who has become a president before and intends to become a president before and has been part of this global shame, and it has been reported in the same report that you are calling for investigation and prosecution, and you haven't commented on it. You haven't said anything on in the same report. So this double standardness and this hypocrisy must stop among our CSOs. It is not right. It is not fair. Okay, they should be comprehensive. They should be holistic. If you are talking about the report, let's talk about everything in the report. You don't pick and choose. You don't pick and choose. You know, and I have a cause to worry with some of the online things we read about the Media Foundation for West Africa. Just a couple of weeks ago, a month ago,
that's related to the.
Oh, so we can comment on that.
That's related to the issue about foreign audit report.
When we come to the next issue, I'll bring it up.
We can look at that. But 30 seconds.
Yeah, 30 seconds.
But he had 2 minutes.
If you have just about 30 seconds.
Then I also have
my brother has demonstrated his absolute ineptitude in grabbing of current issues. President Mahama, on the 20th of June this year, made public his position and made known to Ghanaians that, look, he has taken no bribe and knows nothing about Airbus. And then second, no, he made mention of Airbus. You heard him say that. You didn't stop him. So I need to correct that. And the fact still remains that the special prosecutor has all the rights to invite the president to even subpoena him. What is stopping him? And so if you hear them trying to want to talk of that, how related was even Airbus into the risk assessment?
He was doing, and he's defended that.
Yes.
It was with regards to the transaction and the Ijapa royalties transaction. and other related matters in his purview as
what was he to do?
On that note, we'll take a break when I'm back. We'll look at the other issues as well as your messages. You can come in 0550585832 as well as on Facebook and on our Twitter platform. Stay with us. Hello, you're welcome back to the news review segment on Breakfast Daily. My name is Duke Mentopuku. I still have in studio Elekem Kotoko, member of the NDC National Communications Team, and Frederick Kofiame, a member of the MPP National Communications Team. We move to the second story up for discussion. It's got to do with comments made by former President John Dramani Mahama, candidate of the NDC, John Mahama, on his campaign tour in the Ashanti region. He made these comments in Mankranso, yes. So the story reads from citynewsroom.com. Election 2020, Mahama promises free fertilizer for cocoa farmers. Mr. John Dramani Mahama, the flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress NDC, has promised free fertilizer for cocoa farmers in the next administration to boost cocoa production. He said this at a mini rally at Mankranso, capital of the Afuano Southwest District in the Ashanti region, as part of a 6-day campaign tour of the Ashanti region. On the first day, Mr. Mahama addressed rallies at Abeswa in the Afuano Southeast District, at Kamtu, Numesia, and also paid a courtesy call on the Omahini Nana Eduse Achinwa Pim the First, the Omahini of Tepa traditional area at his palace in Tepa. The presidential candidate also addressed rallies at Akua district of the Echuma Mwabieja South and at Eija in the Ofurikrom constituency in Kumasi. At Abesinwa, Mahama gave small-scale miners an assurance that his next administration will track down all seized excavators and return them to their rightful owners. Now at Eija, his government would will restore indigenous investments in the banking sector and promised that Ghanaians whose money was locked up following the collapse of the banks and microfinance companies will have their money refunded to them. We are just opposing this story with also what has been said by the patriotic intellectuals in the Western region on why President Akua should be given a second term. The story reads, Akua deserves second term for investment in educational sector. Patriotic intellectuals. The patriotic intellectuals, a pro-MPP group made up of lecturers at the Takrady Technical University, says Nana Akufo-Addo deserves a second term for the investment his government has made in the educational sector. The leadership of the group made a remark at the second Ghana Must Know series of press conferences in Takrady in the Western region. The chairman of TTU's Patriotic Intellectuals, Michael Asariapia, addressing the conference, said the current government can be credited with 7 newly completed blocks in 7 senior high schools in the secondary Takrady metropolis. The government of the MPP under Nana Akufo-Addo has performed so well for the last 3 years and 10 months, and as such, we should be given another 4-year term. This is based on the fact that if you look at the educational sector, there are a lot of educational infrastructure interventions that the government has undertaken, and as I alluded earlier, there are about 7 kindergarten projects within the Takrady metropolis that were removed. I'll begin with you, Kofi. What the former president is saying on the store in the Ashanti region, talking about bringing back, giving free fertilizers to farmers, as well as what a pro-MPP group is also saying about Akufo-Addo deserving a second term because of the massive infrastructure in the educational sector. What do you make of these comments on the campaign trail?
You see, the campaign of the NDC 2020, it's extremely empty. It has no direction because indeed it doesn't have any principles.
With all the policies that have been outlined in the manifesto.
I'll address these.
Okay.
You see, because when you listen to the former president and the promises he keeps giving out, as against the fact that he had been a president before, it gives you room to doubt his credibility, even if he has any. It gives you room, but that's true. It gives you room to think whether he's even committed to the very things he's even promising. But you see, what is clear is that this country, we are full of intellects. We are very sensible and wise. If you aided your brother to take bribe, okay, in a can we say you are part of it. So if today you are saying he did not take any dime from the Airbus, but you do not refuse. Hold on. I'm talking about the campaign.
Okay.
Okay. If you refute and dismiss the fact that he did not take any money from the Airbus, but you accept that indeed Adam Mahama is your brother, and also admits that he was bribed, who aided him? Who convinced the board to purchase the Airbuses? That is a matter that Ghanaians are discerning enough to decipher. But you see, December 18th, 2004, that's why I'm telling you, the president doesn't have the credibility to deliver on his promises. December 18, 2014, Daily Graphic, reported that government owes company that produces fertilizers 64 million Ghana cedis, and the government was not able to pay up the fertilizers that they were procuring from these fertilizer companies. Today, this very man who couldn't pay fertilizer companies is promising free fertilizers.
A lot might have changed between that period and now.
No. That's why I'm saying credibility. This same man, this year, 2020, is saying that you do not rule a country with freebies. Did he say that or not? He said it, right? But today, this very same man is promising something free. Not just fertilizers. He's promising free SHS to the extent that you even extend it to the private schools. Does he have credibility? Somebody who didn't believe in free SHS, somebody who couldn't pay fertilizer companies, today is somebody who once upon a time said, not even once upon a time, as recent as about 2 or 3 weeks ago, said you do not rule a country with freebies. It's now promising freebies. So for me, this entire campaign of the NDC is premised on empty promises, because he himself said it. He said during electioneering season, you give some few lies and then you give some few.
What did he say that?
Oh, but that's what he said. Did he say that or not? He said it. So for me,
you lie your way into office.
Yeah, that's what he said.
That's
exactly what he said. So, if the campaign
he's put out such message on the platform, on the campaign platform.
He has. You see, and again, we are talking about the campaign of the NDC, and you read something that I responded to yesterday, that the chairman of the NDC is saying that during their time, they gave 400,000 students free SHS, right? You read it, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's go to 2016 manifesto of the NDC. Okay, page 10. Permit me to read. We have introduced social interventions in the education sector, including the implementation of the progressively free SHS program, scholarship for over 10,000 senior high school students. 10,000 in their 2016 manifesto.
Scholarships. Read well and understand.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What I read, why you didn't listen? He said, free SHS. Is that not what I just read to you? Yeah. 10,000.
He said they gave scholarships.
Jesus Christ.
Read it again.
But even the free SHS now, which agency is it under? It's not the scholarship secretariat. Even the current free SHS. So what are you talking about? You don't even know.
SHS secretariat at the
Ministry but the entire thing is under the scholarship. It's at the presidency. So if you've made a point in your manifesto, 2016, 10,000. So where from the 400,000 he's talking about? Where is it? Where is the document to prove? But I have a document. So clearly, their 2020 campaign is based on what the former president said. They are lying their way through to power, and Ghanaians can know and they can tell that indeed these promises are empty, because once upon a time you took away allowances from the people. Today you are promising to even restore. Yesterday I was told by somebody, I haven't read though, that he said you double the allowances. You took away the allowances from them. Okay? Once upon a time you told Ghanaians, the young people of this country, who were looking for jobs. They were yearning for jobs. They were struggling. They were wailing. They formed an association. When they ask you for a job, you told them you are now a magician to provide them with a job. Today, this same person is promising us that you'll be able to give them jobs. He is saying that he will fix the economy and rescue the economy. This individual who on April 5th, 2015, took Ghana to the IMF for a bailout because he didn't have policy credibility. He didn't have policy. Do you know what that means? That for you to not to have a policy credibility?
That's straight knowledge.
Exactly, because that means you don't have the wherewithal to manage the affairs of this country. This same person wants to rescue us. Indeed, the individuals in the group.
And the question that will be asked is: has the NPP managed the economy in a better manner?
Oh, of course, I was coming there. Thank you for that question. The figures will speak for itself. These are not semantics. These are not rhetorics. The macroeconomic indicators, we took inflation from 15%. Now we are talking about 10%. You just read it. But for COVID, we were moving around 7%. But you see, I don't want to talk about statistics and facts. Let's talk about what is real. And I'm saying that the ordinary Ghanaian, the Baba, even though I don't have much hair on my head, when I go there, he told me 4 years ago, somebody will be coming to my store, my shop, and I would have to fund the person whilst I'm cutting the hair for the person. That was the situation we found ourselves. Just a couple of years ago, okay, this country shrunk our GDP by 10 billion Ghana cedis. Today we've expanded. So when you talk about the management of the economy, we have shown continuously since the Fourth Republic that we can best manage this economy. And indeed, the president, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, deserved far more to do more, because when he promised the young people of this country jobs, he indeed provided. He provided 2,055,010 jobs in this country, including NAPCO. That was not even in our manifesto. Do you get it? Recently, he has invested 750 million into micro, medium, and small enterprises through the MBSSI. So when it comes to who has the sensitivity and the competence to manage this economy very well, His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo has it all.
I bring you in here.
Yeah,
he's made issues about about freebies. Yeah. The fact that there's some contradiction from the flag bearer of the NDC on giving out of freebies, especially with regards to this fertilizer. Yeah, and also the NDC's management of the economy. How do you respond to that?
My brother has said a lot of things, but he's contributed absolutely nothing to the table in terms of what we're discussing about.
That's your opinion.
You see, I still have difficulty, even as a Christian in this country, knowing even in particular which church our president attends and what moral grounds my brother has to be talking about integrity. This is a president who promised God, our creator, that when he wins election 2016, he knew he had 4-year tenure of office. He was going to build a national cathedral. Till then, what happened? Stones were even brought all the way from, is it Jamaica or Israel or where? And what's happening today? He has failed his promise to God, and you think that this is...
It's a project site.
It's a project site. And so in 4 years, what has happened?
It was not even supposed to be built with state funding.
It is not supposed to. Yes, it should never have been. Yet that has become the case.
That's not the state is supporting.
The state is
supporting the religious groups to raise funds to build
the state is supporting. It's factually very correct. It may not be correct per your opinion, but it's factually correct because it was not state sponsored, but the state is sponsored. It's supporting that. And still, where are we? And where are we? And my brother keeps talking about the fact that they have provided 2 million jobs. Do you know the greatest laughter they make of themselves? I pity those who hold the placards on which they write 2 million jobs, 4 more for Nana. You are employed and they are giving you 30 cedis to stand in the sun from morning till 4 p.m. to hold the placards on which they write, we have created 2 million jobs. Is that your share of the job? I just do not understand, but well, it makes a lot of sense to them. You see, President Mahama has made it categorically clear. And before we exited power, we were already distributing fertilizers for free. It was this government that came to power and decided not to continue, but rather give it out to the farmers subsidized. And that has brought a lot of problem and hardships onto the farmers. In fact, there were videos that went viral of fertilizers being left to rot. After which I was told that in one of those videos, the gentleman who led the journalist to that place was being hounded. So when President Mahama is talking of giving free fertilizers, it is because he has done it before, he started it, and intends to continue. It is not a new message that is supposed to even find its way in the manifesto because it was something he already had started. And so when it comes to promises, yes, On campaign trail, you make promises based on your manifesto. And what did President Mahama say so far that one will say that he contradicted himself?
But the issue of freebies, that we don't run a country with freebies, so that will be inconsistent with talking about rolling out a policy on free fertilizers.
Yes, in what context did he say that? At what point did he say that? Why was he saying that? These are questions that we
freebies are freebies.
He was talking of freebies.
Kofi, allow him to make
He was talking of.
I appreciate if he buys
He was talking of freebies in a context. And that is why I'm telling you, if you look at the NPP and the NDC, who has made so many promises? Promises is saying freebies is not just saying that this is free or that is free. It's the promises you make. I just returned from the Upper East region on Monday. The one district, one factory. I am yet to find factories that are out there. The one village, one down.
78 completed.
Have you verified them as a media person yet, or you are taking it per their words?
Some of them.
Have you verified the 78?
Done reports.
Have you verified the 78? Some of them. So can I also say that there are only 7 of them I have verified? So it is up to you, the media, to even verify, because we can no longer take the words of the NPP just for it. We recall early when they took office, Dr. Baumia, who has become a pathological liar. I can evidently give you evidence to that. He told us.
I think that is unfair. That is.
He made a statement here. He said it was unfair, and he said it is true. And you allowed
that is not.
You deliberately tried to be biased, and I'm sorry, but I have to tell you.
What kind of?
Let me tell you, dude. He made a reference to President Mahama. You only told him that was unfair. Then he said, but it is true, and he continued. And so,
I will not.
If I am telling you, I can give you evidence to the fact that Dr. Baumia lied.
Just make your point.
Should I give you evidence to the fact
that
just make your
point?
Yes, I can give you those facts. And therefore, if the figures that they are throwing out to us are very inconsistent themselves, this is a government that is saying that we have a robust economy that could not withhold a lockdown of just 3 weeks of 5% of the economy. What shame is that? You've locked down Accra, Kumasi, Takoradi, and wherever. And now, as we speak, the entire economy is in the ICU on wobbling feet. You want to call that a strong economy? What exactly has this government got you?
Compare based on the basis of figures and not just.
So let me give you figures. President Mahama borrowed 56 billion
without substantiating them.
President Mahama borrowed 56 billion while in office. He has schools to show, roads to show, hospitals, markets to show for
cities.
56 billion cities.
Jesus Christ!
I can give you the time to respond. What is the figure? If you are equally ignorant of that one as well, you may let your guys help you. Now, President Nana has borrowed over 140 billion cedis. What has he to show? So far, what has he to show? The question Ghanaians continue asking is that you have borrowed almost three times what your predecessor had borrowed, that you were calling him incompetent. What have you done? You claim that you are going to adopt the ANAS principle in fighting corruption. What is happening? They are now firing people who are actually fighting corruption, and that is the way we fight corruption. So what is there at all that this government cannot hold on to its own manifesto and talk to it, but rather want to, at any point in time, question what President Mahama is saying, what the NDC is saying? The fact remains that we are very focused with our manifesto, which is Christian the People's Manifesto, because it was done based on consultation with the people listening and watching you and I today. Initially, they were rubbishing it. When we said we were going to legalize Okada and regulate it, what did they not say? What then did Dr. Baumia have to say when he didn't even understand the reason for which Okada business is actually in Ghana? That he says he's going to be giving vehicles to them as substitutes. They did not understand. They were not in tune with the grassroots to know what exactly the people need. And so I would only plead with them that, look, you're already drowning. The first elephant has gone down. The second elephant is just going down. That wind of experimental change that blew across the globe in 2016, where errors were made and certain category of leaders were elected, there's another change to correct that error, and that has started from the USA. Okay. Mali is doing the same, even though we do not approve of the military, but they feel that the old man was not doing anything. And so we will not be hoodwinked into chasing the shadow of the NPP. We have a campaign message. We remain straight and focused on it. One of which is the greatest social intervention to ever come to this country is the free primary health care that is going to be accessible to every single Ghanaian.
Okay. We'll move to the last issue. If you have just move to the last issue, you may tie in any issues that you have with what he said in the matters that we are about to discuss. Story from Citi Newsroom reads, Domelevo others spent 3.3 million Ghana cedis on foreign travels. An audit report has revealed that the Auditor General, Mr. Daniel Yaw-Domelevo, and his 6 deputies spent 3.3 million Ghana cedis on foreign travels from January 1st, 2017 to June 30th this year. The audit was conducted by K&A Accounting Services, a private firm appointed by the Audit Service Board. The board commissioned the exercise because it realized that the Auditor General traveled without seeking approval. It also said the Auditor General did not account for the travels and the sources of funding. It must be noted that Mr. Domelevo has challenged the mandate of the board to appoint a private firm to conduct the audit. He has insisted that the move is in violation of Article 187(15) of the 1992 Constitution, which makes Parliament the sole body to appoint an auditor to examine the accounts of the Office of the Auditor General. Now, here are some of the findings. Among some of the findings are personal travels of the Auditor General and some of his deputies funded by the Audit Service, the absence of a written policy on foreign travels for the Audit Service, and the failure by top management to fully retire accountable impress on foreign travels. In one particular instance, the report cited Mr. Domelevo for traveling to Malawi for 5 days for personal reasons, with the cost of that trip being paid by the Audit Service. This was a 5-day trip to Malawi, which cost 18,402 cedis in air travels, hotels, and per diem of $390, fully funded by the Audit Service. The appointment letter of the Auditor General, Mr. Domelevo, was not available to enable us confirm the legitimacy of the payments. Your thoughts?
Well, first of all, it is clear that my brother has, a character of just attacking character of individuals. I think as young people who are into this political space and who has a future, he should desist from that. He can make his point with that. I'm just advising. And on the issue of the debts, the loans he talked about, okay, the amount of money that they claim, according to Honorable Inusa Ifuseni, they use for infrastructure was 54 billion Ghana cedis. Indeed, the IMF director posited at some point, even in their own green book, when they quantify the project they've made, it was about 6 billion. And we raised the point. IMF raised the point. You borrowed close to 38 billion at that time. So multiply 38 billion by 4.2 at that time and see whether you get the 54. So clearly, when you talk about somebody who doesn't know the facts, please, I'm not one of them. Then indeed, you see, he was not able to state exactly what they would do because they don't have anything to do. Everything they will do, we've realized it in 2016. That's why Ghanaians rejected them, because we know that John Dramani Mahama doesn't have what it takes to elevate this country to the level and to the point well deserving of all Ghanaians. And it will take His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo to do so. Why do I say this? Because this is a man who is committed to the promises he makes. When he promised that he will industrialize this country through the revolution of agriculture, he has done so through the implementation of the Planting for Food and Jobs. Today, Ghana has become the basket, food basket of West African states.
A few minutes.
I'll address that. So clearly, for me, we have a choice in December 7th. On December 7th, as a matter of fact, when we go to the polls, and on the ballot paper, you will see His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo #1, and on that same ballot paper, you will see a matter of protecting the progress we have made, consolidating our gains, making sure indeed we have the one district, one factory, making sure that free SHS has come to stay and all of that. All these things are on the ballot paper. Honorable Daniel Domelevo, I do not intend to speak to his matters very much. According to the reports, he has not responded yet. I believe in equity in terms of natural justice. I want to hear his responses and all of that.
He wrote to the Audit Service Board indicating that he felt they did not have or he thinks based on the basis of the law, he doesn't think that they have the right to appoint another firm to audit his activities.
But he hasn't denied the fact that he spent that much on travel.
So far that has not come up.
You see, it's hard that it's Domelevo we are talking about, a man who would have come to the public space to see all manner of things. Today I'm glad that whoever is acting or whoever is there has not come to the public to make this statements about him.
Well, the acting auditor general was also indicted. He also spent money on the foreign
It
travels.
doesn't matter. I'm saying that, you see, as human beings, we should be careful the things that we do, okay? You see, sometimes we should relax. We all love this country. That's why some of us, we sacrifice without any gain to contribute our just minute, effort to building this country. So when you are given the opportunity to say, don't come out there and pretend as if you're a demigod, like you are all you know, you are the repository of all knowledge and you know it all, and you say all manner of things just because you are this or that. It's today, you see, it's your matter on the chopping board now. But again, I do not intend to go deeper into that. But I am saying that as individuals who have been given the opportunity to serve in this space, you should be mindful and be careful the things that we do.
Okay, the next 4 minutes.
Yeah, you see, my brother was trying to spite Mr. Daniel Domelevo that this is an apostle of whatever, and he was doing what he expected him to come on. You put it to him that his deputy was also indicted, and suddenly the narrative changed. That is what I call the hypocrisy of cherry picking. Now, what are we talking about? Mr. Daniel Domelevo. Has he committed any crime? Has he done anything wrong yet? In the findings or the recommendations, what documents do we find there? But are you also aware in the first place, before I come to the substantive matter, that President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, from January to September 2019, spent a whopping 62 million on foreign travels alone? And we don't know what we have to even show for that.
That's not a matter that we can.
I'm not submitting. It is available. It is documented. If you're a journalist, Duke, and you're not aware of this, then I'm sorry that it's also very pathetic.
I will not take.
You said you are not aware. You disassociate yourself from a fact that you should know.
I will not take that from you.
That is a fact.
Thank you very much.
That is a fact. Now,
make your point.
You see, what the Audit Service Board is even doing is an illegality in itself, because in the first place, they do not have the powers
the Audit Service Board mentions also in their, what do you call it, in the executive summary that they have been given the power by what establishes the Audit Service Board to appoint consultants to ensure the efficient management of the audit service, which is part of the mandate.
Which is part. You are a journalist. I'm glad you are doing this, and I don't know if you have taken time to read the Constitution, which says at Article 189, 3B, that there must be a constitutional instrument before that is done. Was that done? Which constitutional? Let me read that for you. Let me read that. The Audit Service Board shall, acting in consultation with the Public Services Commission, determine the terms and conditions of service of officers and other employees in the audit service. And B, by constitutional instrument, make regulations for the effective and efficient administration of the audit service. So,
but how does it relate to?
Please allow him to. I don't even know the point you are trying to make with what
powers were they referring to? That you
it's a matter of
my brother. I'm sorry, you are more ignorant than any other.
Please
I'm
allow
so sorry. Apart from the fact that you are very shallow, and I would advise your party not to even send these people to cut.
Stick to the issues and stop attacking.
I kept quiet when he was making his very shallow submissions. But if you would want to interject, I would want to equally respond to him in the same measure.
Move on with your comments.
Now, you see, he also cited the Audit Service Act of 2000, Act 584, the Public Financial Management Act 921, and then Act 663 of the Public Procurement Act. So what exactly? Now, don't also forget that the company being mentioned here, K&A Accountants, this is a company that belongs to the chairman of the Audit Service. So the chairman appointed his own firm to audit the Auditor General.
What basis are you making?
On what basis? I have given you the name of the company. Duke, I have given you the name of the company. Okay, you mentioned it yourself. And now I'm telling you that
I mentioned the fact that it's owned by Fred.
No, you mentioned the company. And I am telling you that it's owned by him. So go and investigate it as well.
You are like this and you want somebody to
please.
Go to their website. It is simple for you.
Please allow him to make his point. And 16 minutes to wrap up.
You see, go to their websites and you will find that evidence there. What is a major dent on this government? And what we should be saying is that, look, Mr. Domelevo fought graft and continued to fight graft. Immediately after he was asked to proceed on leave, the next day his acting Attorney General had to clear Osafo Mafo of the dubious Kroll and Associates matter. Okay. And so these are questions that Ghanaians are asking. These are matters that are worthy of trying to appreciate the fact that, look, what is going on is not only about Dr. Daniel Domelevo. It is about the state. It is about what is going on. Okay. The findings, I said lastly, the findings and the recommendations. Did they state anything there that Dr. Domolevo did wrong at all? Don't forget, they even stated that his private travels. However, they could not, his appointment document letter was not available to them. How empty could an audit board conduct an audit by saying that, okay, you spend this on private travels, etc., but we don't have access to your appointment
so
letter.
That's how
do you know whether that is contained in his terms of reference?
I had in studio Elekem Kotoko, member of the NDC communications team, and Frederick Ofiamia, who is member of the MPP communications team. Keep watching Citi TV. Up next is the DIY segment. My name is Duke Mensopoko.
2 weeks ago, I had nowhere to turn to. I needed funds urgently. That's when I ran into Wafakofi. It's you, Wafakofi.
Hello.
It's good I saw you here.
Really?
You know, with businesses restarting after the lockdown, getting funds has been really difficult to pay for some of the goods in high demand, and my supply is no longer selling on credit.
Sister Ama, my financial partner is Advanced Savings and Loans. Advanced stayed by my side all through the COVID crisis. They offered me grace period. They also gave me advice on how to manage my business, and now they are here to help me clear my containers by offering me a loan.
Are you sure they are giving out loans even during the COVID pandemic?
Yes, Advanced Ghana has you covered.
So that's how I got a loan to stock up my shop.
Call us on 0800 355 355 or visit our nearest branch for our various loan and deposit products. Advance, your preferred financial partner.
There is no promise we cannot keep. There is no commitment we cannot honor. There is no delivery we cannot guarantee. There is only one Bethel Logistics Company Limited, a licensed international freight forwarding and clearing agent, a trusted global brand with an extensive network for the movement of air freight and ocean freight worldwide. We are the trusted name for road freight into Western and Northern Africa. We are fully accredited by Ghana Customs and Excise. We cater for all your freight forwarding, customs clearing and forwarding, cross trades, inland transportation, internal cargo tracking systems, customer freight costing and consultancy, cold chain logistics management, logistics and warehousing, quality inspection, and much more. In Accra, Tema and Takrady, we are always available to ensure easy movement of cargo countrywide. Call us on 0204 528 900 or 0244 707 859. Email info@bethellogistics.com. Locate us in Accra at North Ridge, adjacent Accra Girls High School, or in Tema at Community 4, or in Takrady on the second floor of the GCB building. Website bethellogistics.com. Bethelog, experts in shipping logistics.
In Ghana, the law enjoins all drivers and passengers in a moving vehicle to wear a seatbelt. No excuse is good enough for not wearing a seatbelt. Seatbelts that are fitted in vehicles are adjustable, so please adjust it to suit you. Let it rest as close as possible to the body. As a driver, before you drive off, ensure everyone else, especially children in the vehicle, have fastened their seatbelts. The airbag is not an alternative to a seatbelt, because in the event of a crash, only the fastened seatbelt will stop a passenger from being thrown far forward. So buckle up. Stop road crashes now. Stay alive.
This road safety education is brought to you by the National Road Safety Authority.
This weekend on Footprints, Roman Catholic priest Reverend Father Andrew Campbell talks about his childhood, life in the seminary, and his relocation to Ghana for his missionary work.
Many times I'd go to school with holes in my shoes. I didn't have enough money. My parents didn't have enough money to buy me new shoes. And
But you were in Dublin?
And I stick cardboard into the shoes. I'd have patches in my trousers going to school.
Really?
Things were, but we were a happy family. That was the most important thing. We were a happy, loving, caring family.
Was it the same class or different?
The class, no, the same class. We started off, you know, in the major seminary, we started off at 31. But by the time we came to the ordination, only 15 of us.
Where were the rest?
Some had died, and
Oh.
others had left. Others felt the vocation to the married life, so they left. Yeah, but one or two of them died.
Some died along the line.
One had cancer of the lung.
Oh no!
You know, there was a few of them that it was sad.
Yeah.
So the rest.
And some had a change of.
Some had
mission.
changed. They felt that God was calling them to be to the married life.
Okay.
So the 15 of us were ordained, and at this moment.
So what? They saw women around and they decided that they won't do it again.
Well, I don't know.
Going back to, you know, bury your sister, didn't you get any prompting not to come back?
Yes, I did.
Tell me about that.
I did. I stayed about 2 or 3 weeks, then I came back and I said, no, I'm not going to stay. But I said, I got posted to St. Peter's in Osu. And at this stage, I didn't want to stay in Ghana. But I started working in Osu with the people in Osu, and they were wonderful. They won my heart. They won my heart. I thank St. Peter's Osu for what he did for me. And I said, no, this is where I'm going to stay. And I changed my mind. And I was so happy in St. Peter's Osu, so happy. Doing my first baptism, you know, doing, you know, saying Mass and visiting the people and the sick, and bringing the kids out in my car and others.
Footprints airs this and every Saturday at 9 a.m. with a repeat on Sunday at 4 p.m. only on Citi TV.
Footprints is sponsored by Bethel Logistics Company Limited, experts in shipping logistics.
That I am nothing without God, and through the ups and the downs he has always remained by my side. So this is my journey song. All my praise belongs to you. All my praise belongs to you. All my praise belongs to you, yeah, yeah, yeah. All my praise belongs to you. You pick me up from the miry clay, yeah. Set my feet upon the rock to stay. Oh, there is nothing, nobody can say, oh, that's gonna drift my mind away. Oh, for I am journeying on to your street of gold. I am journeying on, journeying on. The weapons of my warfare, they are not carnal. Oh, and with Jesus who reigns eternal, yeah, the victory is ours. Oh, for I know that the battle is the Lord's. So I am journeying on to your street of gold. I am journeying on to your street of gold, yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. If daddy bitty, body bitty, bole, body bitty, body bitty, boo. I am journeying on, journeying on, journeying on. I am the wretched man. Oh, nothing in this world will satisfy. Oh, nothing in this world but you. Lord, you've made a way, you've made a way. So we'll go to your throne. Oh, Lord, I'm coming home to you. Said I am journeying on. Yeah, 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 yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa. I'm journeying on to your street of gold, street of gold, street of gold. Yeah, yeah. Oh, 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 Lord, I am nothing without you, Lord. I am nothing without you, Lord.
All right, welcome back. And, you know, as we are approaching the time for festivities, you want to get ready to, you know, learn how to wrap up your presents and the gifts and all that you have for those loved ones that you're going to purchase good stuff for. And I've been joined by Anise Dennis, and she's going to help us to learn how to box gifts like a pro. Anise, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you? You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, so talk to us a little bit about, you know, the genesis of this as a business. How did you get into all this?
Party box is something that I'm passionate about because I, for one, I love receiving gifts.
Okay.
And when I receive a gift, I expect to see something like I can use for the long time, like in the long haul. So with my boxes, there are different types of boxes: the birthday box, the special occasions, the just because box, cravings box.
Okay.
So with those boxes, for example, if you are craving and you just want sweets, candy, or something, just something to make you feel good about yourself.
Yeah.
You can purchase that. Plus, there's a savings box in it, so you can save for your next craving session.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, so show us what it is that we can learn to do at home.
So, for a cravings box, you can buy a simple box like this. It doesn't have to be so designed, but it helps to give you that feeling. And we have a purse in it, so you can purchase, you can save your money in this and purchase anything you want. There's a saving box as well. And we have some candy and a book, so you can write down your next cravings. And also a phone holder. So these are basic contents that anytime you just feel like you want to pamper yourself, you can actually get for yourself. And it's always helpful to have little confetti wraps. They are usually colored. So you can just have that feeling of a celebration all in one. The best thing is it's not expensive, very affordable. And there's also a gift card. So if there's anything that you need that might not be in the box, you can purchase it.
Okay. So let's learn a little bit more about this. So we get this box. You make these boxes.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So if you're getting a gift voucher in it, a gift voucher to buy what from where?
This is a ShopRite gift voucher. It's valid in every ShopRite shop. And it lasts for 5 years. So
I see.
if you're not so sure what you want and it's not in the box, you can just keep it for a while, and then as time goes on, something you need might pop up and then you just get it.
Yeah. What else do we have here?
This is the special occasions. I use an example of a baby shower. So with the baby shower, you are not so sure the gender of the baby. So there are various things like the oils and the baby powder and all that. And there's also baby wipes. And this little bottle is for when you want to take your special one out and you need water or something like that. So you can just use this. And there's this, just to give it a little funny feeling. So this is a diaper, but you can fun yourself with it.
Okay, so let's look into this a little bit.
Okay.
We can buy this box from you, special occasions.
Yes.
Now, of course, the box doesn't come with all the things inside.
No, it doesn't.
But we're buying the box and we're using the box as a way of putting together what it is we want to present to the person, the object of our love.
Yes.
Right? Okay. So, let me see. All right. So we've got, okay, so baby oils. This one is shampoo and all that. So, lovely baby shower. We put all this inside and we go and present it and we look like stars.
Yes.
Fantastic. Okay, what's in here? Which one is this one?
This is the birthday box.
Okay.
So we have a diffuser in it.
Okay.
This is it's lavender. So if you just want to make your room smell good.
Okay.
And this is a personal fan.
Okay.
Because of the hot. This is a little
Bailey.
Yes.
Okay.
And we have hand cream in it as well, and hand sanitizer, and some sweets as well. So the hand sanitizer, because of the pandemic we are in, so you can just feel.
So there's an appropriate gift in there. Okay, so I think basically what the idea is, at every occasion, do you also suggest things for people?
Yes.
You suggest what they can put in the boxes, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So show us what else we have here.
This is a celebrations box, basically for everything you want. There's perfume, there's Baileys and earphones. Sometimes you simply just want to be by yourself and be in a mood. So your earpiece and then your music will do just that, and then you can write down how you're feeling and all that. And there's also jellies. You can never go wrong with jellies. And then mug as well.
Chocolate in there too.
Yes, there's quality streets and then a little chocolate. Yes.
Right. Yeah.
We try to add a bit of the Ghana flavor to it, just so you feel at home. And also the foreigners can also buy, just so they can get a touch of home.
Okay.
Yes.
And then we have a final one here.
Yes.
Okay.
This is the self-care box.
Self-care. Okay.
So you're feeling a bit down, you want to take care of yourself. There's cucumber facial wipes, especially for the ladies. There's a candle in it. You can use that to serenade yourself. Yes, and there's chocolate. And also for the ladies, there's transparent nail polish. Yes. So you can make yourself, you can pamper yourself.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, so let's go through the boxes again. We have the baby, this is for you.
Yes, this is the cravings box.
The cravings box.
Yes.
Okay, so cravings, we have celebration.
Yes.
We have baby shower. This is what?
Special occasions.
Special occasions.
Yes.
Okay. Then we
birthdays.
have birthdays.
And then the self-care box.
Okay. Is there any significance to the sizes and colors?
I choose purple because purple is my favorite color.
Okay.
And this looks a bit royal, so it looks classy. So it will make you, yes, and also for gender equality. I don't want to use too many girly colors so that the men will feel left out. So it's all general, so you can get a touch. You can all feel special whenever you get the boxes.
I see.
Yes.
Okay, so what should people? I mean, when you're thinking about, organizing something for, how many boxes would you recommend? Let's say it's coming to Christmas. What kind of boxes should we pick up? I mean, would you go for special occasions? Would we decide to go celebration? What do we do at a festive season like Christmas?
For Christmas, you go for celebration box.
Celebration,
yes.
okay.
Because you're celebrating the life of Jesus, and also you just want to make someone feel special during that special occasion. So a celebration box would be best.
We'll do for both.
Yes.
But we have special occasions, though.
Yes, we do. But Christmas is also a special occasion.
Yes. Okay, no, so I'm just saying that we can do special occasions as well as celebration.
Yes.
We can do both.
Yes.
We can do both.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Where can people find you?
I'm in Kumasi and on Instagram as well. At party_box_Ghana.
Party_box_Ghana.
The Ghana is in 4.
Okay.
Yes, and you can call me as well on 055 32 378.
Okay. Yes. What's the price tag for these boxes? What are we looking at?
So for the Cravings box, it's from 150.
Okay.
But all my boxes are very budget friendly, meaning whatever you can afford, as long as it's from the base price, you are good to go. We'll find something perfectly for you that suits your need.
Okay. Go through the price. I have a question for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
The celebrations, the special occasions, is from 250.
Okay.
Usually with special occasions, it's a bit more expensive because, for example, an engagement or a baby shower, you need to get specific things so it will suit the occasion. That's why that's expensive. And for the self-care, it's from 150 because that one too, you need to get specific products. If it's for a lady, you'll be thinking of her face, her nails, and all that. So this is actually very affordable, 150. And then we have this one, the birthday box, starts from 200. Because with this, it's a birthday celebration. You want the person to know that you actually tried, but you also want to be within your budget. So from 200, we can get everything that you need or you would want to get for the person, plus the cards, the special notes, and everything. And for this, with the earpiece, the book, and everything, it starts from 150.
Okay.
But again, it's very affordable, and we run promotions from time to time because sometimes people want to celebrate someone, but they don't have the budget for it. So just to make them also be able to celebrate their loved ones, we have promotions that we run. Yes.
Okay. So let's do something.
Okay.
We have a number of things here. Okay. Let's make a box for a couple who are, let's say, celebrating first anniversary and you want to send them a parcel. Let's create a box for them.
Okay. Let's start with this as a base.
Okay. So that's
the birthday box.
This is birthday. So it's an anniversary box. Okay.
So we are starting from the base.
No, just empty the things out here. Yeah.
Oops.
Yes. No, that's fine. Yeah. Okay.
We have the confetti and the candy already in there, but it's not very often that a couple would want candy on their anniversary, but we can still have it in there just to symbolize keeping their relationship sweet.
Okay.
Yes, so we have the jellies in there, and because of the pandemic we're in, we have the sanitizer. And for the lady, to keep her hands soft so her ring can slide on easily, you have the hand cream. And we have the candles. You can add candles to it. So if she wants to do a candlelit dinner for her husband, that will also be very prudent.
Okay.
And a mug.
Or maybe he wants to do a candlelit dinner for her.
Yes. And then a mug.
Okay.
For his morning coffee or her morning coffee.
Okay. I like
and then the Baileys.
Okay, of course, you can't go without Baileys.
Because there are two. You can either use 2 or 1 because the 2 become 1, so then they can share one.
I like that. I like where you're going with this. Okay.
And then we have the gift card.
Nice.
And then a notebook.
Okay.
Preferably 2 for the both of them.
Yeah.
Yes, so they can jot down memories as well.
So we have one of them. We can put this one also in there.
We have pens as well.
Oh.
We have pens in it. So There's one
And
in here.
Yeah, here we go. The pen in here.
Yes, and there's a second one.
Yeah, all right.
And a little fragrance, so when she goes out, she will smell good.
Nice.
So this is like a basic box you can do for a couple celebrating, but then you would add a little bit of roses and flowers just to spice it up.
Yeah.
Yes.
And of course, we can put it there.
Yes.
And we're good to go.
Yes.
Nice.
Okay, so here's the question. You said this one goes for how much?
Something like this.
Like base price.
A base price from
for the
200.
Okay. So let's say I want to do something special for Dziffa, my co-host, right?
Yes.
Recommend to me which box and how much I should put together. Get ready for that.
I would recommend the Just Because box.
The Just Because.
Yes, because you want to celebrate her.
Just Because.
Yes.
I like that. Okay. Base price.
Base price from 150.
From 150.
Yes.
And you decide what goes in there?
Yes, but you can also make your special
I can make
order.
suggestions of what I want to put in there.
With the decision, we usually ask questions like her gender. You see, she's a lady, so she's a female.
Okay.
And then maybe her age, so we can put a range between what we are getting.
Dziffa likes to hide her age, so I don't know. I can get somebody to give me the,
Well, we can range it.
Okay, so
you can
within
range
a range.
Yes, within a
Then you
range. If you
decide
don't
that,
have the
okay.
specific age, then we'll decide and know what to add to it. And you can also ask us to add a note, or you can give your own note just to spice it up a bit.
Okay. So once it's boxed, do you send it back to me, or you do the delivery direct?
We do the delivery.
Oh, I see.
Yes. Nice. From now to the end of the month, delivery is free.
Okay.
Yes.
Hello. so any part of the country?
Yes.
Delivery
so
is free?
far as the logistics systems allow us to we'll deliver.
Okay. So how long has Party Box been in existence?
I had been supplying to friends for a while, but then officially we started in 2020, earlier this year.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So what's the furthest place you've ever had to do a delivery? I mean, you're based in Kumasi.
Yes.
What's the furthest place you've ever?
Akua.
Okay. Fantastic. And usually, what are the demands like? Turnaround time? What are expectations? People, it's like, I want something tomorrow. Are you able to do it and deliver?
We can, if it's within Kumasi, we can have it done by tomorrow if you order it today. But usually we ask for a grace period about 3 days or 2 days, so we can actually get everything we need into the box.
I like it.
Thank you.
This actually makes my life easy. Just think of it and say, okay, let's send Party Box some money. Get it sorted out. Okay, so Charlene, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, so then we've been speaking with Charlene Dennis of Party Box, and she's been showing us all these lovely things that we can get ready for our festive occasion as it's coming up. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, my name is Salamatu. Yes, these are both me. You see, before free SHS, my life could have taken two very different paths. The SHS path depended on how much money my parents had, what sacrifices they were willing to make, and whether they would send me or my little brother Issa to SHS. The other part is what would have become of me if there was no free SHS. But today, thanks to free SHS, my future is bright and promising.
Congratulations, you have a name.
He said, "What's about it?" Because I'm really uncomfortable and find it weird. He told me that he cannot stop. In his words, just as there's foreplay, there's afterplay. Damn. I don't feel I'm enough for him. What do I do?
I would have another conversation and call him out on that afterplay thing, because if you still have energy to go, then let's go together.
Probably there's some unfulfillment somewhere. So talk to him. What other fantasies do you have apart from what we have been doing? Talk to me so that, I mean, if we can strike some sort of agreement, then we can. Because obviously it's going to make you feel very, very inadequate.
After pay is kodo and sleep.
Exactly.
After pay is kodo. What do you say? Kodo. I said cuddle and cuddle. I said kodo
and sleep.
So if you are not kodo and sleeping, then you are doing this highly energetic affair again, Charlie, then it's a big problem.
Sister is sponsored by Vodafone. The future is exciting. Ready, secure. You decide.
Representing a country is no small feat. How have you managed trying to learn all the different nuances of all the different cultures in the Ghanaian culture?
Well, you know, it's something I wish I could have done more. I wish I could do more on. You know, clearly you pick up kind of various kind of tree phrases, not least the easiest one of which is Moti Brofo.
View the lives of the diplomats in Ghana through their very own eyes and see how they make Ghana their home.
I have had a very good tour of duty in Ghana. Ghanaian people are wonderful people, very warm and humble.
My first exam in Arabic, I didn't do too well.
Okay.
And I had to organize with myself and ask myself, do I actually want to continue this? And is there a possibility that there are likelihood that I may not do too well in the language?
This is the Carnival of Montevideo, where they play a music which is called candombe, and candombe is played on these tall drums that you see here, and it's totally African. And you see the people are black.
And they're even dressed like people from maybe the northern parts. They're holding the drums like some Ghanaian drummers would do.
Exactly.
First time I went to the Black Star Square. It's has a lot of energy there.
Join me, Apiaka, on Diplomatic License every Saturday at 5 p.m. only on Citi TV.
Welcome back. It's Breakfast Daily on Citi TV. Thank you so much for staying with us. Now, ladies, I know that sometimes you get so bored with sticking to the same box braids for months. Today, Chichi Oyinka is here to help us learn how to style our box braids. Our model today is my producer, Angela. Good morning, Chichi.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Tell us a bit about box braids and the possibilities of styles that we can do with them.
Oh, okay. So box braids is mostly a style for black women because of the texture of our hair, and it's very protective. And then there are lots of styles that we can do with it, but mostly we wear it down. So today I'm going to show you.
All right, let's see what you got.
Okay.
And as she's doing, if you have any questions for her, let us know. The hashtag is Breakfast Daily, and the WhatsApp line is 0550585832. So you're going to part it. That's the first step.
I want to do a side pattern.
Okay.
With the first one. Okay, so this is a very simple style. And then you can decide to tie it behind.
Okay.
Or you use a rubber band.
Okay.
But tying it is also okay. So this is.
So this is like a quick 10-second one. If you need to go quickly, you're done.
You just grip it and then tie it behind you.
Okay. And that can last you the whole day. It won't go off or anything.
No, it won't go off.
Okay. Okay. I see.
So this is very simple.
I think all the amateurs can do this at home.
Yes, it's very simple and easy to do.
What's the next one?
And then, okay, so this time around, I want to grab a bit of it over here. Okay. And then use the rubber band to secure it.
Okay. And you're doing that to make it tighter, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So that it doesn't slide.
Okay. But then it shouldn't be too tight to a point where it's hurting her.
Yeah.
Okay.
So with this, you can grab it in order for you to hide the elastic band. Just wrap it around a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
I like it. It's funky.
So you can have it to the side, or you can divide it sort of like this.
So what kind of place would you recommend working a hairstyle like this to?
Oh, a girl's outing.
Okay.
You know, we like being all funky. So if you're going out with your girls, you can just do something like this. Yeah.
Wow. How long have you been in this hair business?
I would say 2-3 years, or maybe 4 years, because I started when I was on campus.
Okay, which campus?
Yeah. University of Ghana.
Okay, what were you studying there?
I was studying sociology.
How did you end up with hair?
I think...
Don't let me distract you. We're going to continue with the hair, but I like to talk.
Okay, so
it's another one that we can do.
You can do this.
But should we hide the band as well, or it's fine with this one?
Yes, you can decide to hide it like I did before.
Okay.
You get it, yeah.
This is cool.
So it's mostly better to use a black band so that it wouldn't show
too much. So you shouldn't use that brownish ones that we see around. Okay.
That one isn't cool.
Okay. So this one you just take a little bit. You don't have to take a lot.
Yes, just a little.
And then it changes it automatically. Yeah. Okay. So you've done 2 so far. You are really quick. Like I'm worried because we have a lot of time.
It's because of the
We have a lot of time on our hands, so let's take our time, Chichi.
Okay.
And again, if you guys have any questions for Chichi, because she makes it look easy, but when I get home and I'm trying to do it, you see that the thing is crooked. It's not looking right.
Easy.
Do you measure the thing? I mean, you've mastered it, so it's easy for you.
Mostly, no.
So should you make sure like the left and right are
it has
equally
to be equal.
distributed?
If you are picking it from this side, maybe your tempo to tempo.
Okay.
You have to make sure you pick it. But there are also times that it doesn't really matter. You can
just be
slide to the
it.
left. Yes.
Okay. Okay. What's the next one that we're gonna do?
All right. So I want to just grab everything.
Okay. And I'm here. If you need my help, let me know.
Okay.
You're gonna grab all the hair.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so this is all the hair grabbed into one. Still going to use the rubber band?
The rubber band, yeah.
Okay.
I think I'll need your assistance.
Okay,
yeah.
we're going to help now.
So you can just pull this out.
So pull the hair because it's a lot of hair. Okay, so now we're going to get all the hair out. I think we got it.
And then just
hold it. So you still have to make sure that it's really, really tight.
Right, yeah. So I'm going to
do it again.
Pull it again.
Your rubber band is strong. Don't try this at home with a weak rubber band because it will snap. Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay. So are you going to do a bun?
Yes.
I feel a bun coming. But you can also use a thread at home if you want.
Yeah, I mostly like using the thread.
Okay. Why?
You know the rubber band can tear easily.
True.
And then with the thread too, you see most of the time with the rubber band, you get most of the braids loose and all that. So you have to go back and
pull it.
Make sure.
Okay, but if you had a thread, then it's easy to.
Easier.
Okay. But if you're not a master of thread, just stick to the rubber band and then you'll be fine.
So you can just do this simple one. And once again, depending on the band you are using, you have to
hide it.
Most of the time, hide it. Yes.
Okay. So we've hidden the band there.
So this is what I mostly do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where would you rock a look like this to?
You can take this to church.
Okay.
Yes, you can take this to church.
So on a Sunday morning, just do this, you're good.
Yeah, you look like a good girl.
But you wouldn't rock the other one like this to church?
It's
too much?
Yeah.
Okay.
So now I'm going to quickly wrap it.
Okay. Is there a specific way to wrap it? Because I see that you are turning it as you're wrapping it.
So the thing is, sometimes you can decide to take
a little bit of
divide it into 3. Yes.
Okay.
Then you just wrap it, depending on how bulky your braid is. Yeah. So you wrap a little bit.
Okay.
Because most people can't really do it when they are using all the braids.
Yeah.
You get it, yeah.
So you have to do it a bit at a time.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you go to like 30% again. Okay.
Okay. Then you can take the last one.
All right. Would you recommend doing these styles like maybe a week after you've done your braids? Or?
Yes, because you know mostly when you do the braids, it's very tight.
Yeah.
No matter who does it for you, you feel a bit of it.
So you should just let it free out a bit.
Be a bit loose before you start.
Okay.
But with the new type of braids we now do knotless, with the knotless, most of the time, the same day, when we do it for you the same day, is very loose. So
what's that? It's
called knotless braids.
What is
you
that?
see, this has the knots. But with that one, it's always flat under.
Really?
You pick it like you're picking cornrow. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, so that one you can do it. So like this.
Yes, like what's on this screen.
What is that? And what's the benefits of it? Like doing the hair like this?
It's just trend.
Okay.
Basically.
Okay.
Yeah. They just and then, like I said, it doesn't put tension on your scalp like the regular box braids does. Yes.
So it's good for your scalp.
Yes.
So this isn't the type of braids that you will do and you can't sleep at night.
Yeah, this is very scalp like it frees your scalp. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So what other one are we gonna be doing next?
Okay.
And we've been able to do 3 styles with just a rubber band. So it's like, it's really cool. So we're looking like another one here. This
is also knotless.
Oh, wow, okay. Nice.
This is also knotless.
So this is like the new trend.
Yeah. This is also knotless. Okay. So the thing is, right, you know when people start doing something, now everyone wants
is
to
doing it.
hop on it. Yes. So now it looks like the regular box braid is disappearing from the system.
Wow. So when you go to the salon, you should say you want
knotless braids.
Knotless braids.
Yes.
Okay. But this is cornrows.
Yeah, this is cornrow.
Okay.
Or back feeding cornrow. This also knotless.
Okay. So a lot of people it looks like this is a new thing that they do.
Yeah.
Okay. So are these some of your styles?
Yes.
Okay. So you braid.
I do braid and but I have workers, so they do most of them.
That's the stuff for you. Okay. What's the next thing that we're gonna be looking at?
Okay, so this one I'm going to do a flat twist.
Okay.
So I'll just take.
So you always start with a small bit of the hair first?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm doing a flat twist with this, but you can also decide to do maybe a cornrow with it here.
Will a flat twist be easier for beginners or cornrow?
Definitely.
Flat twist is easier. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so over here I'm going to use a
pass you some of the pins?
Yeah.
Okay. To hold the twists?
Yeah, to secure it.
Okay, here you go. Again, we're learning different ways to style our braids. So if you're home and you have any questions, let us know and I will ask all your questions so that you can do this at home. So we already have what to do when you're going out with the girls, what to do when you're going to church. We've not talked about clubbing yet, or that one can go for clubbing as well. Or like a Sunday brunch with the family.
Pony I did, yeah.
What should you do if you're going to meet your boyfriend's family?
I think this is
the perfect one.
I was going to say you can use this when you're going for maybe a wedding, a naming ceremony, or something.
They will do what to do for a funeral or something.
You can take another one.
If you want to be really fancy, you can double it.
Yeah.
Okay. Where do you learn all these styles, Chichi?
I mostly learn on YouTube. And you see, as you practice, you
get better at
discover other styles. Yeah.
Wow. So from school, when did you decide that you would take this on as a profession? Oh, I gave you the wrong one,
During national service. Yeah.
Where did you do your national service?
Ministry of Interior.
Okay.
Yeah. Halfway through national service. Because I was still doing the hair during national service and when I was home and all that. Yeah.
Okay. So halfway through you decided that, listen, I'm going to pursue this full time?
Because I didn't really like the office.
You didn't like being in the office?
Initially, before I started the national service, I really liked office and handling files and all that.
But now you like
opening drawers. Yeah. Okay, so you can take this to a wedding or any family occasion.
But you're so fast with the styles. Like, in two minutes, you're done. Walk us through what you did again. Because there are people watching at home and they need to know step by step.
Yeah. Okay, so when you start, you pick one section. You see the first one?
Yes.
You pick one section from here, and then you just flat twist it all around, and then you grab it behind somewhere here, or even behind you, and then you have to make sure you pin it, because if you don't pin it, it won't stay. Yes. So you have to make sure you pin it. Then you take this side also and bring it all the way and do the same flat twist. Like I said, you can do cornrow with it too.
Okay.
It all depends on
the flat twist is
the flat twist is easier.
What style should we do if we're going on a first date and it's with someone that we really, really like? Can you undo it and show us something that would...
Well, I always go for pony, the normal pony. Yes, because you know pony kind of stretches your face.
But what if you have a very big forehead?
It doesn't matter.
It's fine.
So you can do that. Okay, so let me show you something with the pony, and then we'll do something like this at the front, which will cover your forehead a bit.
Okay, because some of our sisters really have like forehead issues. So.
But forehead is good though.
It is, but you know.
I don't know why they always complain.
My friend Paula, she's a little insecure about hers. I think it's beautiful. Like I think it's so forehead. Beautiful, but I don't know. They just like to cover it up a little bit.
I don't like my forehead. It's too small. I wish I had a very big forehead.
What would you do with it though? So what we're going to do now would help those who may have a little bit of issues. But if there are other styles that you're curious about, we have the master stylist here. So we're going to put her to use the hashtag and that number, and I'll ask her to do it. But don't let me distract you, because I know you already have your own styles you wanted to show. So please don't let me throw you off with all my unnecessary requests.
Okay, so I want to leave this. Sorry.
Okay, so you're going to leave this here?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. There's one here.
Yeah, I'm going to add it.
Okay, you're going to get all of them.
Yes.
Okay. And this is great if the front is beginning to
loosen up
a little bit, right? How long would you recommend women keep braids on for? Because some people have their braids on forever. And I'm like, is it healthy?
Between 3 weeks to, let's say, 2-3 months. But you know, when you take your bath or when you sweat, the water gets into the hair from all around, and
and that's not good for the hair.
No. So most people, what most people do is that when they want to keep their braids for more than a month, maybe after keeping it for a month, then you can decide to loosen.
You can loosen it
all round, and then you braid it again.
Okay.
You get it. So you can.
So just the frontal bit, not the whole hair. Okay. That's a really smart trick. So you leave this one there.
Yeah. Can you help me with this again?
Yes, I can. So just pull this out of the thread. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Okay, then you pull this two out.
Okay. Pull it out for you. Okay. Are we good?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay.
So, once again, let's...
But most of this you can do on her own.
Yes.
If you're home, you have a mirror, you should be able to do it on your own. I like this already. It's a little funky.
Okay. So we are trying to cover the forehead so that it wouldn't show too much.
Let me know if you need some pins or anything in it.
I'll just wrap it around.
Okay. Let me take that from you. Ah, that's pretty.
You can decide to go with the pins just to make sure it's more
that it doesn't
secured.
come.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's nice.
So you see with this, part of the forehead is
covered. Yeah. Wow. Any tips you would share with us on being creative with our box braids, Chichi?
I would say just watch YouTube videos. Everything
or follow
is on
Chichi on Instagram.
Exactly, yes.
Speaking of Instagram, what's your social media handle?
Pretty with Oyinka.
Pretty
Together,
with
yes.
Oyinka,
Oyinka
okay.
is Oyinka.
Okay, and do you have like a physical shop that we can visit?
Yes.
For you to do all these beautiful
Our shop is located
styles
at
on us?
Hacho.
Okay.
Behind, or let me say down the Transitions Funeral Home.
Nice. And is there a number we can call you on?
Yes. So my number is 05732773000.
Okay.
When you call, I'll be the one to pick up.
Thank you so much, Chichi,
Thank
for being
you
with us
too.
and helping us style Angie, and I'm sure that she's going to be releasing them once a week for all of us. Thank you at home for staying. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Election 2020, Ghana makes a choice. Tracking and bringing you reports of the presidential and parliamentary campaigns across the length and breadth of this nation.
Analyzing campaign activities and election data with our panelists on the Voters' Diary.
The Voters' Diary is the most factual, instructive, and balanced election 2020 analysis program on television.
The Voters' Diary, every weekday on Citi TV from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Stay informed on all the relevant issues on election 2020.
Tune into the Voters' Diary. It's Ghana's choice.
All right, welcome back. And Bubune was with us earlier on in the show. He's giving us some pretty good music, very exciting stuff. And he's right here with us. We're going to talk to him. Good morning, Bubune.
Hey, good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm very good. And your music has a lot of energy, very exciting stuff.
And you're so positive.
Yeah. How long have you been doing this for?
Well, in high school, I had a group, called the JC Crew, and we used to make music in 2011. That's when we started. But before that, my dad used to take me to the studio, and even I take it back further. My mother said she's not surprised I'm a musician because when I was younger, I sang myself to sleep.
Wow.
She didn't have to worry about singing me in the court to sleep.
Okay.
So she's not surprised I'm doing music now. Yeah, so.
What high school did you go to? Because people were saying something about SAPS.
Yeah.
One of your friends
you
were
saying. Shout out from SAPS.
Oh yeah, that's my school.
What school is that?
So SAPS is in Greater Estate, in Teshningwa Estate. That's where I went to school for the most part. Did my primary, all of that over there. Finished my GSS there. But my high school is a Christian high.
Okay.
Ghana Christian International High School. That's Professor Adai's school. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then
then for university, I went to Canada. I was in Canada. I just moved back to Ghana recently. Yeah.
Okay. How was that transition like?
Beautiful.
For you?
It was a great experience. I grew as an artist, grew as a person, and it was an amazing experience.
Okay. Now you describe yourself as an inspirational artist.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, because I think that the world is. First of all, life is beautiful, but in the world there's some dark elements in the world, and I believe that since we are the light of the world, I'm a believer, so I believe that we have to shine our light. So instead of speaking about topics that are not necessarily beneficial, I want to always inspire people through my music, always.
But how do you deal with the dark times? Because you're not always this positive.
Well, you're right. And that is why I speak about even the downtimes in my music. My music is relatable because I speak about, like my song Conversations is on YouTube.
Tell us about it.
Conversations was inspired by a time in my life I was depressed, and my mother was calling me all the way from Ghana, praying for me, encouraging me on the phone to I didn't want to leave my room. I was stuck inside, so depressed. So I speak about that in my music. So when you check out Conversations on YouTube, it's a beautiful song, if I do say so myself, because I listen to it myself and it always inspires me. One of the catchphrases. My YouTube channel is Bubune, B-U-B-U-N-A-E. You find all my videos there.
Now the catchphrase.
The catchphrase in the song is, it's okay if you don't have it all figured out, but in time you will know heaven is on your side. And that's one thing, sometimes life is hard and you forget that things do get better.
Wow.
So,
how powerful is it to be vulnerable as a musician? I
I think that as a leader, as a human being, it's very essential that you show your vulnerable side. Nobody's perfect. We all have our flaws. So it's essential that you show your insecurities, your flaws. So it makes you more relatable as a human being. Nobody wants somebody who is perfect on a high horse and acts as if nothing is wrong in life. Everybody has a battle they're facing. Everyone here, all of us, so.
What projects are you currently working on? Do you have any music out?
My current single, which is called Africa is Alone, is a song that speaks about empowering the youth to challenge the status quo. We are the future leaders. Unfortunately, our leaders in time past have failed us, but we, the youth, are the hope for the next generation. So the song Africa is Alone speaks about empowering the youth, and it's a very deep song, and I entreat everyone to listen to this song. It's available on all streaming platforms: Apple Music, Spotify, Audio Mac, SoundCloud, wherever you listen to music, YouTube.
Okay. What kind of impact do you want to have with your kind of music?
With my kind of music, I definitely want to be a force, first and foremost, in my continent, Africa. As an artist, I want to be a voice for the voiceless. I want to be that person who is very proud, I'm very Pan-African. In fact, aside my music, I have an organization I formed called the Young Africa Movement, YAM. And what we do is we highlight young Africans in the continent and in the diaspora who are doing great things. And our end goal is to set up educational programs all across the continent to enlighten people. So even if people don't travel abroad, they are still able to get some knowledge and empower themselves.
How old are you?
How old am I? I would like to keep that.
So much for being vulnerable, Bubune. You just gave us a whole lecture on vulnerability.
Well, before I answer that, let me ask, why you ask that question?
Because you're so wise, and I think that we need more people like you in the music industry. And I mean, you said you were in high school in 2011, so we can all guess how old you are.
I'm 27.
So it's really powerful that you're so young and you're so filled with wisdom.
I'll give credit to my parents, my friends, people I meet every single day. I try to interact with people, at least one person or two people every single day. And when you listen to people's stories, it always inspires you. It always teaches you something, and that's how I've learned and I've grown.
What do you see your career? Where do you see it going in the next 10 to 20 years?
Next 10 to 20 years, to the highest place possible where music can be taken. I want to be among the greats, Mara Makiba, Fela Kuti. I want my name to be mentioned. Angelique Kidjo, yes. Asha, who inspires me. Every great artist, I want my name, when the continent Africa is mentioned, the name Bubune, I want that name to be mentioned as well.
And you'll get there, we have no doubt about it.
Thank you so much, really appreciate it.
All your social media handles with us, where we can buy your music, everything.
Social media, so where's the camera?
This camera.
Social media, Instagram, Music by Bubune. Bubune is spelled B-U-B-U-N-A-E. YouTube, Bubune. Facebook, Bubune.
All right, Bubune, we got to wrap up. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you guys, love you.
My name is Dziffa Ametam.
And I'm David Kwekusechi.
Enjoy your day. We'll see you 7:30 tomorrow.
Take care.